Yeah.
So we go running downstairs, and the squirrel had come into the living room where they had been having their like romantic evening. They had a fire going. They had pillows arranged around one corner of the couch next to the fire, and they had champagne flutes out, and nice house. Really nice. I mean, it just smelled brand new. New carpeting, new rugs, new paint. They hadn't been there for that long. So the squirrel, when it bolted down the staircase, took off into the living room and ran underneath a couch for cover. So we run downstairs. This guy is bleeding all over the place on his carpets. His wife looks and says, you know, what have you done? What have you done to my husband? And I start going, oh, it was an accident. And then I just stop in mid-sentence. What's the point? We've only been there about 2 minutes. So the squirrel is underneath the couch, and my partner's going, you know, let's get out of here. This is just, you know, it's not going well. So I am, you know, I'm not beaten yet. I always have another idea. So the squirrel is under this couch, which is in the middle of the room. So I have this bright idea. Why don't we move the furniture away from one of the corners, and we'll put the couch in the corner, and the squirrel will probably move along with the couch because it's the only cover available to it. And once we get into the corner, we'll only have 2 open sides of the couch to worry about. So we did that.
That is so tactical.
Yes. Yeah, I was very proud of myself at that instant. But, you know, I asked her for a box, and she says, sure, we've got boxes. We just moved in. We have nothing but boxes. She runs out to the garage, and she comes back with a box. And the box is long enough, and it fits across the entire short side of the couch where the armrest would be. So I start sweeping underneath the couch with my nightstick, trying to move the squirrel toward the box, figuring we'll capture it and just get rid of it, and we'll be out of here, and there'll be no more, you know, mayhem. So it's actually working very well, and the squirrel's moving down along. You can hear it. It's chittering, and I'm trying not to hurt it. You know, I'm nervous about the thing. It might bite me. I don't want to hurt it, really. You know, it's just an animal.
Right.
So I'm moving it along, and everything's going very well. And then with about 8 inches to go, I took one more swipe, and the thing just bolted out from underneath the couch. It was lined with like tassels. I couldn't really see into the couch. It bolted out from underneath the couch and ran directly into the fireplace, which is about 3 feet away. The fireplace was directly ahead of it, and it ran into the fire.
Oh my.
And caught on fire and ran directly back out and directly back under the couch.
Is it on fire?
It was on fire. Yeah, the tail, the bushy fur, the whole bit. I mean, it wasn't like flaming or anything, but there was, you know, it was smoking, and there was a little bit of fire coming off the tail. So it runs back under the couch, and the couch catches on fire in seconds. I mean, in seconds, it must have had dust under there or something else, but it caught on fire immediately. And my partner and I just don't even talk. We just grab the couch, heave it upside down, and now there's plenty of oxygen now for the fire to really get going, and it starts up, and we're patting it out, and it's sort of getting away from us. So we grab the only thing that's really available, and those are these really nice silk pillows, and we have one in each hand, both of us, and we're just windmilling away at this fire on the couch, and we put it out, but it's smoking terribly, and it was a disaster. The couch is upside down. The bottom of it is burnt. The house is filling with smoke from the couch. The squirrel, when it went into the couch in its death throes, just latched onto the bottom of the couch. It's like this smoking piece of gristle underneath the couch, latched on there with its claws, and we're pounding, smearing it all over the place, and the smoke alarms are firing away. The guy's standing in his, you know, with handkerchiefs and paper towels up around his nose, which is still bleeding. His pajamas are a mess. They're covered with blood, the front of them. And we finally get the fire out, and we're both completely red, sweating because we're dressed for like 0-degree weather, and it's hot there by the fire. We're mortified. The house is full of smoke. The wife just looks around and just starts to cry. She goes, What have you done? What have you done to my house? You could see her just like clicking things off on her fingers. Okay, the dead squirrel, ruined pillows, need a new couch. The walls are covered with soot. The fire alarms are going off. My husband's disfigured. And then she really kind of just lost it. And he was just looking at us and shaking his head like he couldn't believe that these 2 idiots showed up and did this to his house over nothing, really. And he just goes, you know, you really you really haven't done anything wrong. I can't point to any one thing that you did that I have a reason to get angry about. You really haven't done anything wrong. I mean, we did call you. But I can't thank you for this. They call for a squirrel. They end up with like $3,000, $4,000 worth of damage and a broken nose. And this is all within about 5 minutes.
Could that have happened to you now, 13 years later?
There's always a new mistake to be made. I don't think I would make that particular mistake. You know, I mean, you make plenty of mistakes. That's just part of that job. You're going to make hundreds. You're going to make thousands of mistakes. You're going to make thousands of mistakes until you really get a handle on what you're doing. And with police work, they afford you plenty of space to make mistakes. But there's things that, if you get involved in things that aren't your responsibility, or that you're really not equipped to handle, or that you don't have a specific plan, a plan that's thought through to a conclusion, you probably should reevaluate what you're doing.
Yeah, now that you mention that, yeah, that's right. You walk into the house thinking, okay, we'll get the squirrel. Like, how were you going to get the squirrel? What was the best case scenario?
That's a great question. I guess I was thinking that I would go up there in the attic and find this cowering squirrel and somehow kind of lure it into some kind of a trap and then walk out with it and be like a hero. But as it turned out, the squirrel, it was a Pyrrhic victory for the squirrel, but the squirrel definitely won. The squirrel really, kicked our ass.
That is not what you want to be saying at the end of the day.
No. I mean, it took me a long time to even tell people about it. It was so new. I didn't want to know, what a bonehead I was when I first came onto the job.